Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for July 16th till July 23rd. I did add the 16th into our last reading, but I figured just because we have this Capricorn lunar eclipse happening, the full moon lunar eclipse at 24 degrees Capricorn, Serendipity is your crowning energy. I just figured I would add that in as well. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling a row of cards for the beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week, and then a few cards for any challenging energies you might have to be dealing with this week. Okay, guys, I do want to just say going in, we have this full moon lunar eclipse at 24 degrees Cap. We talked about that. We also have on the 18th Venus in Cancer, trine Neptune and Pisces. And then we have on the 21st, Venus in Cancer opposing Pluto in Capricorn, and Sun in Cancer conjunct Mercury in Cancer. And what does all this mean? A couple of things. First of all, the 18th is going to be a pretty pretty sweet spot in the middle of what might seem like a little bit of a confusing time. I'm not even going to necessarily say a bad time, because it's not a bad time. It's confusing. You guys are going to feel like you're just not sure what to trust. You're going to be feeling some good changes going on, but you're just not going to be completely sure what you can trust right now. And that's what's happening. Yes, look at this out. Okay, the challenging aspects here are so good. That just tells me that you're not trusting, that you're afraid to trust. Okay. And that's just happening in this energy, guys. That's what we're in the middle of. Things, believe me, by the end of the month, like the 31st, not only is Mercury's gonna go direct. It's not gonna be out of shadow until the middle of August, so big deal. But we also have the new moon at 8 degrees Leo at the end of the month, which is the black moon. Things are gonna feel much, much lighter at that point. But I see some good energy here, so let's talk about this. So here you have Serendipity as your crowning energy. And this is a great card. This just tells me that you're in the right place at the right time. You know? Yeah. Feel grateful right now because the stars are aligned in your favor. Absolutely. Fortune is smiling on you, for sure. And this is because choices that you've made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities that you're now going to be having presented to you. Definitely a lucky time. Definitely a great... This is a great indicator of the timing just being pretty perfect, even if you're not feeling that right now. Because I'm getting that many of you may have felt almost 100% positive that something serendipitous that happened in your life was meant to lead to something better. Like it was supposed to be the perfect relationship. It was supposed to be the perfect business. This person was your perfect friend, you know? And then things seemingly fell apart or started to look much different than you initially anticipated. But you want to think about this with this energy, that sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead us directly into difficulties in order to bring us a really important lesson that we need to learn before you arrive at something even more profound, you know, before hitting that jackpot, so to speak. So don't get caught up in the drama of the disappointment. For those of you who are feeling a disappointment about anything, because you have so many positive energies coming your way for sure. Yeah. And don't be afraid. Don't shut yourself down or off because you've been hurt before or because you've been disappointed in the past, okay? So let's get into the beginning of this week. We start with the Six of Pentacles, okay? So the Six of Pentacles, this is a moon and Taurus energy, and you know, if we look at the pentacles as money, okay, money like the moon often comes and goes in cycles, right? Right? I think we all know that. Income and expenses, that they could have an ebb and flow, kind of like the tides of the ocean. But money and the moon can symbolize the cyclical nature of life as well, and passages and transitions. So this supports the ideas of transitions right now. You know, it's what it's telling me. The coins can represent money, but can also represent wisdom and values and charity and even karmic rewards. So, you know, also with this energy, the inflection of Libra is here. as well, right? Since Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. So this typically represents prosperity, helping out, power, influence. But this energy can represent either you as the giver or the receiver of this benefic energy. So this can simply be that you feel really supported by somebody right now, or you're very much supporting someone else as either you go through a transition or they go through a transition, or you both do. But this is about transitions, and this is telling me you're being supported, or you're supporting somebody else through a transition, through a change. Somebody, either you or somebody close to you, is going through a lot of change. And from the look of the cards, I do feel like it is you, Aquarius. We have the High Priestess energy. This is a moon energy. And to me, in this placement, I'm getting, this means two pretty specific things I'm getting. First, your intuition being spot on right now, as well as your willingness to adapt to something new. So, you know, if you think about it, the moon doesn't generate light and heat on its own, right? Instead, it reflects the light of the sun, right? Changing and adapting each day as it orbits around the earth. And just as the moon reflects the sunlight, it also reflects our unconscious needs and desires. But because it's shrouded in shadows and darkness, it also represents secrets that you may not fully understand or recognize right now. And this is the funny thing. You might be the holder of the secrets. There might be pieces of your subconscious that you feel tickled by, that and you know there's just something right there, but you're just not quite able to access it at this point. Or you might feel very intuitive about someone not being wholly so honest with you at this point. But there's this sort of internal unfolding of yourself right now. As you're allowing this transformation to happen, you feel changes happening within you, Aquarius, and that's beautiful and very necessary. And this definitely speaks to this next card that we have, which is the Hermit, which is a Virgo energy. And this is all about being very introspective, if not somewhat isolated, right? This is you adapting like a Virgo sensibility. And Virgos, in order to live up to their own standards, often have to kind of separate themselves from those who aren't like them, from those who aren't maybe as hardworking or as resourceful, well organized, or even just on the same page, right? So you might find yourself in a space here of being quite critical of others as well as of yourself too. But not in a malicious way, only in an attempt to level up your consciousness as well as your reality. You know, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, planet of communication, which also happens to be retrograde right now, which I'm getting is completely positive for you because you're going to have some great internal breakthroughs during this time in this energy, for sure. You're really just going to be thinking about how you've been doing everything up to this point and how you might tweak things or full-blown change things in order to bring yourself different results, okay? And going into the midweek, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. This is a Mercury and Taurus energy where you're really going to be asked to examine your values. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me, right? Absolutely. After being in that Hermit energy, yeah, you're being asked to examine your values. Like, if you're clinging to objects or people or money, you need to ask yourself what you're avoiding, you know? Fear of change could lead you to ignore some pretty big things, ignore debt, or it could bring you to a space where you can very easily become oblivious to like a growing tension in a relationship. You know, hoarding old memories or old possessions just indicates that you need to feel safe right now and that you don't have the confidence or the faith that you're going to have what you need in the future, or at least that's what I'm getting that you feel right now. I'm not getting that this is based in reality. This is more in your mind. All right, but this is a general reading, so you have to apply it as you see fit. But yeah, in relationships, some of you may have to deal with a partner who's selfish in this energy, who's unwilling to give what you need emotionally or financially, even because we have pentacles. So it can be and or emotionally and or financially. And this can also indicate some of you being mistreated by an ex-partner, right, who isn't paying you what's due to you. So this could be, you know, if some of you are divorced, this could be an ex-husband, you know, having to do with child support, or maybe you lent somebody money and they're not doing the right thing and paying you back. Again, general reading, so I do try to give as many messages as I can that come in. Okay, and then continuing on in this midweek, we have the Five of Cups reversed. So this happens to be more positive than when it's in the upright, because this tells me that you've experienced some kind of upset, loss, or confusion due to a breakup, some sort of disappointment, argument, or something in a close friendship or with a family member. For some of you, in your intimate relationship. But the reverse indicates that you've already experienced the worst part of it, like that worst part of the downward cycle, and you're on your way to recovery. You're feeling yourself come out of it. You're feeling yourself come to terms with what happened. You're finally being able to at least begin to let go of painful past memories. You're soon going to be feeling very motivated to pick up all the pieces, realizing that you're going to be so much stronger than you were before and able to just really face reality and move forward. And an additional energy here does indicate some of you meeting up with old friends, and socially speaking, coming back to life. So this is definitely a very positive energy, which I do like that for you in the middle of the week. And then we have the Seven of Swords. This is the moon in Aquarius energy, and this typically indicates the dark side of the moon and its landscape, its corresponding landscape, which, typically indicates loss and confusion, in the most mundane sense. So for some of you, this can indicate the falling apart of a dream, or the death of a dream, or the just being off track of a dream that you felt that you were moving towards, and this indicates you having a little bit of difficulty processing and establishing a new reality for yourself. But you may find yourself in a situation with someone that you just don't really trust. I mean, that's really what the Seven of Swords is, in the most basic level. Where maybe you're dealing with a former friend who's hell-bent on revenge of some type, or it could be an ex, somebody. But at the very least, this indicates you're dealing with somebody who you don't fully trust, and it seems like for good reason. It seems definitely like for good reason, but you feeling confused by it. You're not having all of the information, okay? Yeah, and then by the end of the week here, we have this Three of Swords energy reverse. This is a Saturn and Libra energy. So the most basic, if we just take Saturn, challenges, Libra, fairness, challenges and fairness here. And this indicates the revealing of a painful truth that makes you feel somehow betrayed. Now, this can be by a love partner, but it certainly does not have to be. This could be with a friend, could be with a family member, anyone who speaks to your heart in any way. So, in this, let me turn it up right. One sword is you, one sword is them. And one sword, yes, it could be a third party, but it could just be any situation that's divisive that you've been having to deal with. This could be an argument. This could be not having a meeting of the minds with someone. An area of tension. The sword can just mean tension of thoughts. You guys just not agreeing on something, okay? Yeah, maybe this could be something that you went through with someone, or it could be something that you're going through right now. And in the reverse, it just simply indicates that there's some fighting and drama along with the discovery of this betrayal, of lack of trust. But in that way, it ends up being more positive, because then at least the air is cleared, right? Feelings are expressed. No one likes to fight, right? It's so stressful. But in the same way, when it's upright, the betrayal happens, but there's no communication about it. So it's really hard to have any closure, and it's really, really hard to fix it, to make amends. It's so much harder this way. But in the reverse, at least you guys are communicating, and the confusion leaves after that regarding the situation. Okay, and then we have the Page of Swords reverse, and this is an air energy, and one that becomes manipulative, maybe even cunning in some way. You might be hearing things about someone you care about at the end of this week, but you really want to be careful to discern what you're being told and consider the source from which it's coming. Because I'm getting gossip, getting a lot of gossip, okay? But this could even be about you, people gossiping about you or someone you care about. This is just a gossip monger energy, who's somebody who just likes to start trouble, does not care about the outcome. But you know what? I don't want to labor on this energy too long because this is temporary. It's a minor arcana. I'm not feeling that this is going to be a deep inflict. This is just going to be an annoyance that you're going to have to deal with, you know. And I say that because look at the next card. You have this beautiful energy really ending the week. Four of Wands. This is a Venus and Aries energy. This is beautiful because it means success after completion and you having the opportunity to celebrate and really enjoy yourselves. There's a lightness to this energy. Almost like, I feel like for many of you, there's like a metaphorical switch is going to be flipped in you where you're suddenly going to be recognizing, you know, where you want to put your roots down, at least for the time being. There's going to be clarity in your path for now, at least. In work, your talent is going to be appreciated. You're going to be full of ideas and enthusiasm. They're going to be very well received, which is great. Spiritually, people are just going to want to be around your energy. Yeah, and this often does indicate a new partner or a love interest opening up their heart to you and expressing their love and affection. And you being kind of shocked by this, actually, is what I'm getting. So this is very much a surprise. And for those of you who are already in established relationships, this is also known as the honeymoon card. So it's a great energy, a deepening aspect for sure of your relationship. This is just a great energy, right? For every aspect of your life. Definitely lightness at the end of the week, okay? But let's talk about these challenges. I kind of want to deal with them all together, okay? So we have the Page of Pentacles, which is really the desire to move something forward in a very grounded way, right? Again, Pentacles has to do with money, but it also has to do with morals, and it has to do with how we feel about things. It's a different kind of, it's not like the cup type of emotions, but we're talking about our moral code, our value system. And then we have the High Priest, which is really where our value system comes from. You know, it can mean religion, you know, for many of you, but it could also just mean your belief system, the way you were raised, the value system that you've adapted in your life thus far, and you questioning if it still actually works in your life. Because to get these two together, the Page of Pentacles and the High Priest, tells me that as a challenge position, tells me that you're questioning your thought process up to now. You know, is how you've been thinking about life, is how you have been doing relationships, thinking about relationships, what your goals have been. Are they actually serving your highest good at this point in your life, right? Because we change and we evolve as people, and you're really feeling it. And the King of Cups indicates the need to settle an inner conflict or conflict with other people, okay? So this can certainly have to do with this Three of Swords energy, where maybe it was just simply a conflict, right? Where you felt betrayed. Again, it doesn't, guys, it doesn't have to mean your partner cheated on you or anything. It can, but it doesn't have to be that. This can really just be conflict where your heart was hurt and you felt a sense of betrayal. And in this King of Cups energy, this is you knowing that you need to settle this conflict, if for no other reason other than for yourself, right? Because when we forgive, it's a gift to ourselves. We release ourselves from that prison, right? Of not, it doesn't mean that we're going to forget. It doesn't mean that we're going to jump right back into a relationship or a friendship with someone who we felt betrayed. It's totally different. You know, forgiveness is just a beautiful gift that we can give ourselves, and you're just not sure. Your thought process is being challenged this week. But everything here indicates beautiful support and attainment. And this, you're on the right path. You are absolutely on the right path, Aquarius, with serendipity. You might not feel it just yet, and it's only because we have this weird stuff going on in the sky. Mercury retrograde is going to make you feel like you're moving through sludge. And then even though we have that beautiful trine on July 18th, then we have Venus in Cancer opposing Pluto in Capricorn, and then the Sun in Cancer conjunct Mercury in Cancer on the 21st, like I mentioned before. And that's going to indicate power struggles. You know, so, but these aren't going to last. The energies are definitely going to be lightening up as the, you know, as the days progress throughout the month. But That's all that is. And everyone is feeling this underlying fear. Oh, well, I don't know. What if, what if not everything looks the exact way that I want it to look? And what if things don't turn out the exact way I want it to turn out? Well, this is, you have to take the chance, guys. You really do, because the energy that we're in right now, it's pushing us to change. And being scared is a natural part of evolution. Change is not supposed to be comfortable, right? It's just not. Some things we change into are sweeter than others, but anyway, I like this reading for you, Aquarius. I think you have a lot of supporting energies here, and I think that the Serendipity card really sums it up beautifully. That even though you thought something was going to look a certain way, the fact that it's not, just open up and accept that everything is happening divinely and exactly how it's supposed to. So I do like that for you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week for the last week of July. You guys take care. Bye-bye.